Hello, and welcome back to Demonology, but not an actual play podcast, a witch's workshop, where we're going to be tinkering around with rules, mainly playing some fights, and seeing what's what with some new rules that we're playing out, because the game is always in flux, and it's nice to keep things fresh. And today we're specifically looking at some rules, as we were last week, hour ago, about how dangerous we can make it. The new rule that we're going to be trying out today, we'll get into in a little bit. But firstly, let's do some introductions. I'm Alex, my pronouns are he, they, and I'm going to be mediuming this fight.
I continue to be Siobhan, my pronouns are still he, him, and I shall be playing Benedict Brideshead, Ritualist, and actual Baron now.
And bastard, but we won't get into that yet either. Hi, it's Fionn again. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm going to play Rumpa Umpa, and y'all can suck it. We're going to eat some fucking shit and fuck them up. Next.
Hi, I'm David. I use they, them pronouns, and today I'll be playing as Yasmin, who is a Feybound and hates everything that has to do with the dark.
Hello, I'm Antonia. My pronouns are she, her, and I'll be playing Ponzi Scheme, 9-year-old street urchin, and thieving and rat whisperer extraordinaire.
Wilcox, what is the year? Because Ponzi may not be 9 as
She's
she was
always
last
9.
time.
She's perpetually 9.
Like Lisa Simpson.
Though she was 21 in the last one, she was 9.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't done as much fictionalizing as you did. I don't know what year it is. I just was like, what if some monsters? And then we do have an extra guest. I refrained from saying special.
Absolutely.
An extraneous guest today. Introduce yourself.
Hello. I'm Elliott. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing as Ashcroft Lane.
No!
a beautiful old academic who has an extremely large number of contacts and an extremely large number of brittle bones.
Lovely. Lovely. Let's get into some killing.
Of Ashcroft Lane, specifically.
Although Rumpa Dumpert misses with his axe and cleaves into the old man.
Woe to shame.
I have a little preliminary question very quickly.
Yes.
Are we getting rid of things like the damage that happened in the last fight we just did?
Yes,
such
clear
as
that away.
cunted into a tree. Can I get rid of that now?
Yes. Yes.
You've recovered from being cunted.
That's
Thank
excellent. I like that.
I also think I would like to run with half fate points for those of you who may use.
All right.
Because obviously fights don't happen in a vacuum. And
Rounding up or rounding down?
Up.
Thank you.
I'll be polite.
I now have as many fate points as I had in the last game.
Fab. Okay. So as I said, I haven't done as much fictionalizing as just fun. Instead, I've got some monsters. But you are going to. So the year is in the 1600s, and you're going to Spoopy Castle. You've been invited by the Lord of the Realm, who has discovered that you have been here, sniffing around things. And for whatever reason, you have accepted the invitation. You have discerned from locals before this that they do not like that... Well, okay, so there's a perpetual fog around the castle. There's bestial wolves and bats all around the castle. No reason. Don't worry about it.
Okay, sounds fine.
It is always darker around the castle, it seems. Again, don't worry about it. Occasionally
like
people
Felix's
go
homeland.
missing or are found pale and dead, it's not an issue.
That happens.
Not a
That
big
happens
deal,
sometimes.
guys.
It's no big deal. That happens.
It's not a big deal. It's
There's
not a
loads
big
of
deal.
wolves. It's probably the wolves.
Yeah.
And so you have reason to suspect. Okay. Also, some people have been saying that the owner of the castle is a demon.
Nah.
People say that all the
You
time.
with your discerned eye may believe no, that's a gosh darn vampire.
Probably Irish.
Nah.
Yeah.
Did you say probably Irish? Are we already busting out that?
Well, you did make a reference to Felix's homeland, so we're all for accusing
Felix
Ireland
is literally from a place of vampires, and I fully believe that I live with them, and I think they are one. So, like,
Oh, easy on the garlic, everyone.
You have reason to believe, for several reasons, that you are somewhat walking into a trap, be it the owner of the castle, or be it, maybe it's just somebody living in the cellar that is a vampire. But, you've got strong reason to believe that you are walking into a trap with a vampire.
I think it's the janitor.
Yeah, and you pull off their mask,
Yeah.
and then they drain you of all of your blood. Would anyone like to have said that they are preparing for this in any specific way? You have been invited cordially to the sort of like receiving hall. It's going to be a very long hall with big pillars, very gothic, very Castlevania.
That's such a theme. Yeah, can I have... I've got Wrath of Sulis prepared, as well as Transient Figure, because I don't believe that there won't be ghosts, and I'd also like to have turned my axe to silver. Yes, I've turned my axe to silver.
Silver.
Can I? The like character sheet that I've got is probably quite out of date. Is the talent raise levy still a thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Let's get my guys in here. Let's get them in.
Ashcroft Lane, one who fights by proxy.
Ashcroft's dudes are here.
Can I please do? May I prepare a poison?
Oh, what poison would you like to prepare?
I would like to prepare. I think the nerve paralytic may be nice to prepare.
Fab. Nerve paralytic. You
Yeah.
got some of that. Do
Oh,
you
nice.
want to specifically prepare it onto any weapons?
Uh,
Because it will take at least a maneuver to put it onto a weapon during the fight. So,
in which case, yeah, because both of my weapons I can use at the sort of same range, so it doesn't really matter which one I put it on. I'll put it on the throwing knives, please.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to come in with full trinkets, please.
Cool. Anything from Benedict Brideshead, son of Andir Baron?
Yes, yes. Father, of course, is dead.
Oh, rip.
Narratively, I killed him, but we'll go into that at a different time.
Alrighty. Oh. I would like to have performed Inspiratio before I came here, being not someone who likes to be caught slipping.
If that's Latin, it would be inspiratio, but who am I to say?
Please remind me before I try and get...
You may call a watcher from the tribe of half-fallen angels to your body. Until defeated or the seal is broken, they will act as a non-human companion with the arcane profile from your body. When you would get struck, but you may choose if it strikes you or the watcher. Each round of confrontation, both you and the watcher will act using your body, though you get the final say in how to maneuver it. The watcher may also be used to help you or others in the same way any companion would. So currently, Benedict is possessed by a watcher.
Lovely.
Okay.
This is the way it says you simultaneously use your body has got the fact that I wrote that written all over it.
If you couldn't tell, Wilcox is the body horror enthusiast of the two of us.
I only realised this in full force recently.
Having watched a documentary on Vor, probably.
No.
No.
Can you throw the stats in the Witches Workshop chat?
Yes.
I've thrown. That's your raise levy in the chat there in the Witches Workshop chat.
Oh, right, that's the thing.
Can we adjust cowardice for anyone that has command or
Which workshop?
courage?
Right.
I have courage
How
and 2,
much?
so you can plus 3 to that.
So are these the stats of my retinue?
Yes. Of your soldiers there.
Is that good? Are they good?
They've got good hits. They haven't got good livability.
Oh, not a problem.
Oh no, bad.
It's an Ivan Drago sort of approach to his workers.
Cool.
Where is this castle placed?
In a country.
No, what piece of land is it on?
It is. This is on a rise, on a hill. Maybe a mountain. It's got some little towers and such. It's risen up above the land in a way that there's that.
Castles are.
Yeah. Hold up. I'm gonna find like a pretty castle picture, and then I'm gonna put it in the chat. Yeah. I'm definitely thinking of sort of like some spooky Austrian castle somewhere in the hills.
Dope.
There you go.
Yeah. Definitely not a vampire here. Absolutely not a vampire.
We don't do vampires.
Just a really lovely, friendly
Is that
janitor.
actual? Wait, hold on. I want to look this up.
That is something H something castle.
Oh, it looks like a castle that GeoGuessr did a video about recently.
Hohenwerfen. Castle Hohenwerfen.
It looks like somewhere they stored POWs.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Okay, it's not. I thought it was the actual Romanian vampire castle, because that would have been quite funny. But this one looks far cheerier.
It's not vampires, guys. It's definitely not vampires. Where are you?
Alright,
Vampire
incidentally,
castle.
before we started, Siobhan put in the thing, Vampire Counts Battle Music 1 hour.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say it was a vampire when Siobhan
See,
put
the
that in.
vampire castle looks
Ooh.
very pleasant.
That looks nice, yeah. There's a lovely
I'd follow
contrast
that there.
between the reds
Is
and
that it? Am I funny? Is it just the weather in the pictures that's making you say that? Like, if it
Yeah,
was really
Yeah, it's totally
gloomy,
the fact, yeah.
you'd be like,
And
oh,
in
definitely a
winter?
vampire there.
No, I think I'm saying that because the stone is white and the roof is reddish, sort of, as opposed to the other one that looks blackened and weathered.
The distressed
Guys-
brickwork on the left-hand side does scream Vampire Castle. If I just saw sort of like that wing, I'd go like Vampire Castle.
And then if it
But,
was
like,
less
this-
sunny, so the red roof didn't really look quite as vibrant.
I did find gloomier photos. I just wanted you to see the whole thing.
This really is pathetic fallacy at work, isn't it?
Mhm.
It's like,
Totally.
I have been inside, and it is designed for people that are the same size or smaller than Antonia. I don't understand how anyone
Smaller?
navigated that castle. Yes, seriously, all of the rooms are just so low and small, and
Oh.
I will
I
not.
should
that's
move
just how
in.
big people were.
No, Jenny. Okay, so I work across a Jacobean building, and I've worked a little bit at one of the Tudor buildings. I can walk upright in this Tudor building, and I was like, that's not meant to happen. And the person who like works there most of the time was just like, oh yeah, no, like they just built this one properly. You know, it's just sunk less. You know.
Shall we?
Yeah,
Shall we
all
commence?
right,
Are
let's
we all
play.
prepared?
So you head up the hill. You are, you hear the howling of wolves, and you hear the flapping of bats, and
Mm-hmm.
you hear the dark and stormy night raging on. And you're like, it's probably not a vampire. And then you go into sort of like the nice outside courtyard, and along sort of like in front of the great door leading into the receiving chamber, three aside are full-plated knights, so you may not see inside their closed helms.
What?
Stood in place. They are sort of like eerily still that you might confuse them for empty suits of armor. And no one receives you apart from the doors being open. And you see into, with sort of like a long gaze, you can see into two chairs sitting at the end of the receiving chamber. In one, lazily sat, is an older man with ridiculously gorgeous vampire clothing on.
Oh, funny that!
Yeah.
Irish.
Yes. And then there
That
are
was the
three...
ridiculously gorgeous comment.
And then there are three more of his knights alongside in the receiving chamber itself. So how do you approach?
Obviously walks over.
You hear sort of like eerily from such a distance, speaking quietly, the voice saying, "Come closer, let us speak well."
Only Rump
All right.
can hear this with his
Yes.
heightened senses.
Well, no, to Rumper it's very loud. To everybody else, you hear it quite well.
Quiet down, my friend. No need to shout.
How is normal speech for Rumpert?
Incredibly loud. He's actually a very patient person.
Benedict will start to approach the Rumpet, his hand laid across his chest in what looks like a respectful gesture, but really he's just laying his hand across his holy symbol, ready to start fighting.
So Rumpert's going first. What I will do is I will take a perception test from you.
Will you indeed?
I will indeed. I will take it, and I will give nothing in return.
Oh no, he's such a big
can
dummy.
I get a primal perceptor contextual die for this?
Yes, of course.
And guess what, kids? I'm now skilled in perception. So that's 3d6.
Nice.
Oh,
That's a success.
one success. So you you may see on the balcony looking down. So like there are balconies on either side above the hall. You may see in a mourning attire with a veil across their face, a woman's figure on the balcony to the top right, just as you walk through the doors.
I'm dangerously horny.
Hi,
Rumpert
dangerously
waves at
horny. I'm Dad.
Rumpert waves at the veiled figure and says, "Good evening."
As the five of you enter the doors, if you do,
I've entered.
yes, they are moved shut behind you by the six figures outside.
Mm-hmm.
And the figure on the balcony says, in a language I don't think any of you would understand, there's no thaumaturgy, well, demonic, the language of hell.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
Anybody
fun.
got that? Anybody
I've got
that?
demonology and bound taxonomy.
Do you want to go on? Double intelligence roll from Rumpert.
I actually also have that, and
As do I.
have 2 intelligence.
Okay, so let's
I've got
take.
insight and intelligence.
Yeah, let's take in. Let's you know what. Let's throw Rumpert out of it and let's have
No, I'm still rolling. We can all roll. Rumpert wants to see if he can understand, which he fucking can.
I
No.
cannot.
Only Rumpet does.
Fitting.
Cool. Yeah. So Rumpert, you hear from the woman on the balcony something along the lines of pathetic beasts sniffing where they should not.
I reply as like, "I sniff where I please, madam."
And from her heart entering the first round of combat, because it is an ambush.
Yes.
I believe this is an ambush.
She produces her greatly worshipped star, a black hole, from what her heart and soul is, and holds it above the balcony. You feel yourselves drawn to it as cold radiates out.
Wilcox, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is this a form of black magic and or ephemera? An effect of ephemera?
No.
No. Unfortunately not.
I know what she is.
I will say that you are currently at long range. You must make... all of you must make endurance tests.
No.
How's your endurance looking there, Ashcroft?
I've been around longer than you, young man.
Sorry, also, I forgot about the 12 people. I think they were probably ushered to wait outside. Would Ashcroft have allowed that? Feel free to say no or yes. I think it was sort of like the thing that 12 people were walking behind you. One of the figures in armor probably sort of like held out an arm, as if to gesture without saying a word that they should not pass.
I think I would have asked the knight, why may they not pass?
And then the whispering vampire would have said, please, just between us, 5 and 1.
No, I'd like them to come, actually.
Alright, on top of this, I'll let you roll just a silly little sway.
Okay. So,
Have you got a persuasion?
Hang on. Yeah, I have 2 sway, and then the performance is green rather than all of them being orange. I think green means better. What? Yeah. But
I think we just had 2 highlighters at different times.
Oh, yes, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So 3 then? Because I've got 2 sway, and then all of them are highlighted.
Oh, yeah. Persuasion, yeah, 3 dice.
Okay, right.
Roll 3 dice.
I hope this is how you do it.
Exclamation mark R space 3d6.
That's not what I was doing. No.
Cool. Nope. All right, your persuasion failed. You were sort of like all inside at that point, and that's when the doors closed.
Okay.
So your dozen billmen are outside.
Seems like only Ponzi has resisted this.
It's fine. I'll do the endurance test. It's going to go real well for me. I've got
guaranteed 5.
1.
Guaranteed 5.
Yay!
Ooh! Okay, so
that's good. 4's good. Is 4 good?
Yeah, 4's
yes,
good.
that's all good. That's all good. So, Felix, can you put your name in the chat or change your name in the Discord for me? The character name. What was it?
Yasmin. Sorry, yeah.
Yasmin, yeah. Because I have met all of these other characters, but Yasmin is new to me, so I will forget her name many times.
Okay, let me just put my name here.
So, Benedict, Rumpet, and Yasmin are all dragged off the carpet, further towards the heart, slowly sort of like almost lifting off the floor as you do, but just sort of like dragged to the side of the room towards it. None of you take any damage. Ashcroft Lane and Ponzi, the ancient man and child, are fine and cling onto their seats perfectly well.
I have a question. Am I on a normal sized seat or?
No. Sorry. You are stood. I said seat and.
I was hoping to have a little chair for me.
No, so you are at the foot of the receiving chamber. So you are probably I'd say mid-range from Vlad Dracula sitting in his chair. And, no, it's not. It's not actual Dracula. Don't worry. And you're long range from the unknown demon living on the balcony at the moment, as she is higher up. So
for listeners having written the entry for Vlad Dracula, the genuine fear that passed through my body thinking it might be him was immense.
He's a real ass.
Yeah, no, that would be horrifying for you. It's too much. I simply would not. Yes, I believe that my vampire is simply going to transform into a giant wolf. And
are they a werewolf?
oh, they could be.
Just because that was what Ashcroft Lane is a specialist in. Werewolf teeth.
Ashcroft Lane can start wondering about this as
It's like a real ponder.
Yeah.
I think Giant Wolf is going to leap towards Rumpert and do a standard attack, 2 damage attempt with a minor injury attached.
Okay, cool. I'm going to dodge. You can eat my fucking ass. So what is that? 3, 4, 3, 3d6.
It is a dodge. You wrestle with the wolf.
Yeah, I fucking do.
You grab the jaws of the vampiric wolf teeth as it tries to latch onto, and obviously your hands catch around the teeth and bleed slightly, but you don't take any damage because Rumper can take that without any issue. This is really great. The woman on the balcony takes out a pistol and shoots down. Because just because you're a demon doesn't mean you can't have a gun.
This is very true.
That's good to know. Thank you.
I think she's gonna. I'll just choose randomly.
Shoot Ashcroft Lane.
Hey, I'm
Says
about
Rumper.
to return fires.
Yasmin gonna get shot. It's the same 2 damage, 1 minor injury. So do you want to dodge?
I will attempt. No.
No. 2 damage, 1 minor injury. Do you want to resist the injury?
I can try. Yes.
You can succeed.
Just 2 damage then. Cool. The skeletons, because they are skeletons.
What?
As you hear beneath the armor, their bones rattle. Start surrounding, moving forward.
That was the night that the skeletons came to life.
The bones are their money. And they're keeping it well within their armor. Thank you.
Yep.
Are they like the skeletons from Spy Kids 2?
So we are going to hear outside hideous laughter.
From my retinue.
I didn't know I was in this game.
Can you make Ashcroft Lane? Can you make a courage test for your poor pansy soldiers?
Right. Yes, very good. They're very brave, actually. We don't test them at all. Right. Wait, hang on. That's their courage, not my courage?
No, roll your own courage.
That's not the answer I wanted.
How bad it gets for them.
They're actually very brave, fellows.
Okay, lovely. Okay, so they're gonna there's gonna start being some clashing and battling outside. So that's good for them. I want to sort of manically work that. Because I'm not playing D&D, I'm not going to roll loads of dice for the people outside.
What, you don't want to do that 12 times, lots of times?
No. I simply refuse.
Pussy!
I'm gonna use 2 of the skeletons to get little attacks off, just tiny little ones, on Ashcroft and Ponzi.
Rude.
As they close the distance, and they just sort of I guess they have knight's weapons, but they've only got 1 attack left, so it'll just be 1 little hit on both of you. So are you going to take the 1 damage, or do you want to dodge it?
If it's just one damage, to clarify, I only have 2 times to dodge. Do I not? Is that correct?
That's correct.
In which case, I feel like I might want to save that for when it's a bit more important.
Yeah. There's no injury attached to it either.
Yeah, I think Ponzi's like, I can take it.
I think
Fucking hit me!
I think Ashcroft would he'd want to dodge, but I'm not sure he's capable yet.
you can say ah is not dodging necessarily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I don't think you just take it.
So it goes to your turns. Now I'll explain the rule that we're working with for reactions, which is that anything in the first band, which is 0 to 12 strength, gets an attack after every player. Just one of them. So one skeleton is going to act after every player does.
Sounds bad.
Then, after every 2 players, anything in the band of monsters that I'm just trying to find, and I'm very close, which is 13 to 20 strength, will act. So after every 2 players, the onoskellis on the balcony will act.
Mm-hmm,
And then after every 3 players, the vampire will act, as is between 21 strength and 40 strength. So,
I would like to go first, if that's okay with everyone. Can my maneuver be that I lift myself off the ground so I can be pulled towards the demon?
oh my god, absolutely.
That's my maneuver. You can decide where I end up, but my action as I'm lifting is that I will cast a high-cost spell, or gift rather, which is called Tuathan Battle Rage.
Wait, so I will say before you do this, moving, being moved by the black hole hurts as it gets colder. Like, you aren't currently in sort of like a range where it is starting to hurt how cold it is.
It will happen anyway, okay? So
Okay.
I might
Just-
as well.
yeah.
But the Tuathan Battle Rage, if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm so sorry everyone who can speak fairy. It says, if cast on your allies, each of you will get an immediate round of actions. If cast on your enemies, they will turn on each other. Each round they will roll a die. On a 5 or 6, they attack one another or themselves. On a 1, the effect ends. And I'm casting it on the enemies.
God.
That's a bitchy spell. I like it.
That's very bitchy.
It's a bit bitchy, that is.
I don't know if this is meant to look like something. I could just, as I'm lifted, I temporarily glow as my gems, my trinkets disappear.
Okay. Each round. So I'll do this for the reactions, and then I'll do this for their turn. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
So I will do this for Mr. Vampire. Oh dear. And I'll do this. So that's Mr. Vampire is going to start attacking some skeletons, and so is the onoskellis. And I'll do this for the inside skeletons.
They do nothing.
They don't attack each other.
But
They
they're
are
not-
more
they've not-
resistant to the magic.
They've
and
not
then the outside
broken
skeletons.
from the thing. Do you?
And the outside skeletons also start attacking each other.
Wait, does this? What about my guys?
No, they're not
It's
It's not
enemies.
the enemy.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I mean, it'll be funny. Good.
Maybe she whispers
God.
something in the wind.
Oh wow. Wild. Okay, that's so good.
Yeah, that's actually.
Cool. Right. Skeleton's turn. They are now going to full force on. I'll use one to stab into Rumpert to protect Master Vampire.
Yeah, I'm not
so
even
that-
gonna dodge this.
That'll be 3 damage, moderate injury. Go for
I've
a
got
dodge.
I've got 4. Wait, how much armor is Fey Steel?
That's a great question.
Armor is 4, so I still got 1 armor left.
Okay, cool.
Just tank it.
You eat it. Cool. All right, that's the skeletons. So next player.
Yeah, I'd like to go if that's all right with everyone else.
Sure thing.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast. While still presumably still holding this wolf's teeth,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. My eyes are gonna start glowing, and I'm gonna start my beard's gonna grow out of my face, and flecks of ash start spilling away, and I spit in the wolf's mouth, and suddenly my eyes ignite and my hands ignite, and 2 big snakes of flame come out of my eyes and start wrapping around my body, and then go up my arms and then straight into the wolf's mouth. And I cast Grasp of Belenus, and this whirlwind of flame then goes straight around this wolf. And this lasts for 3 rounds, and anything caught in it takes 3 damage for each round that they...
So I think all in close range will at least include Benedict as well.
Unless
Okay, in which case I'm gonna do something else, if that's all right.
Because I would just
actually at a designated point within your long range. So that means that it doesn't necessarily include yourself. I'll let you be immune to it.
It says you become a whirlwind of flame hitting all in close range from a point within your long range. So can I kick Benedict out of the way?
Do you want to sort of like try and get your maneuver being getting Benedict out of range and then cast the spell,
or even just like pushing the wolf backwards?
Oh, cool.
So,
yeah, all right. I'll let you brawn that.
Thank you. So that's 4d6. That's a success in there.
That's a success. You slowly push the wolf vampire away, and then you want to cast your spell.
And then I'm going to cast Grasp of Boundless and turn into a whirlwind of flame whilst holding this wolf's teeth.
Yeah. Cool.
So that would be 3 fire damage. That will last for... And I will be doing this for 3 rounds. I presume I can do other things in those next rounds as well as being
I've got in the current book version that it takes d6 damage.
Oh, does...
Yes.
How many? 1 or 2?
The whirlwind lasts for 3 rounds. Anything caught within it takes 1d6 damage for each round they are within it.
Fantastic.
So you will be wreathed in flame for 3 rounds.
That's dope as hell.
So don't let anyone get near you unless they're enemies.
That's 5
damage. Nice.
And I believe vampires, correct me if I'm wrong, are vulnerable to fire.
Yeah, vulnerable to fire and sunlight, cannot enter buildings uninvited, killed if a stake of wood is driven into their heart while it rests in their lair. We went short of just meaning that they have to count grains of rice. Cool. The wolf howls, and you see just sort of like the bulging vampire face like appear sort of like slightly as the form is slowly just sort of like rippling as the damage is taken.
Rumpet laughs.
Might I make an action?
You might, apart from... can you roll again for the skeleton? Just to see if you evaporate the skeleton that's next to you. You do indeed evaporate the skeleton next to you. So, just like fully like is cooked inside the plate armor, and you just sort of like see the armor just sort of like slump to the floor in a heap. As you like move past this skeleton, speaking the words of the spell, and then just sort of like the skeleton like looks on you for a second with its knife just in your armor, and then just sort of like. You might, Benedict, apart from the fact that it is now the onoskellis' turn.
Oh yeah.
Working with half of their attack and also the skeleton. Ponzi, you're going to get knifed for 2 damage and a minor injury. Do you want to avoid that?
Yeah, why not?
Go ahead. Dodge away.
Yeah, fuck off! What are you doing that for? Oh, wait, let me check.
You're just a pile of bones!
Is it 2d6?
Yeah.
Why do I think it is?
No, I think you roll with it because do you have Wily Fox? So don't you like get all your...
Antonia does actually not have Wily Fox, because I was trying to give Antonia some talents, but it turns out Antonia does have a set of talents hidden at the bottom of the book.
Yeah.
You have 1 in dexterity. I can't remember, does dexterity count as an extra dodge?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It does.
Cool. So you've got 3 dice. So 3 dice. That will reduce to 2 on your next turn. Oh, fab. Ooh. You just sort of like dip, duck, dive, and dodge away from this skeleton.
It's a roly-poly every time.
Right.
Oh!
And then the onoskellis on the balcony is going to recast the greatly worshipped star so that it repeats. Yasmin, you are now in... well, okay. You moved closer towards it, so you're now in close range of it. And Benedict, you are in mid-range, and everyone else is in long range. So let's do the long ranges first. So Ponzi, Ashcroft, and Rumpert, can you all make endurance tests?
Oh, fuck off. Alright, what is it?
It also, of course, it is all within long range. So
This bitch is trying to pull us into this fucking scene.
Ah!
No, I don't think so.
Hey!
How do these two keep avoiding him?
What do I do?
So now we'll take Siobhan's and Felix's.
Endurance test.
Endurance?
Yes, please.
Oh, I am not good at endurance.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn.
Can I fate point that, please? Just for once.
So this is to move you one step closer. You will take damage regardless.
Oh, never mind then. She can pull me
Yeah.
close.
So you're going to take damage at the
Oh,
level that
thank
you're
goodness.
currently at, and then I'm going to move you one step closer. So you will. So Felix, you're going to end up with Yasmin in personal range of the star.
Stop.
Which
It's
is
really bad.
you are essentially at the brink of the star. We haven't really written that you can get engulfed by it, but you know.
Spaghettification!
You pass the event horizon of the star, but don't worry, you can still get out.
You get spaghettified?
Is that the food
right.
thing where you, like, splay food? Is that what that is?
No, spaghettification is a genuine physics term for
Oh,
what maybe
okay.
happens if you go into a
I'm
black
not
hole.
I
and you get all,
thought
like,
that was the thing where the film
Oh,
where the
anyway.
guy made all the bread.
Die.
No,
thought
that's the
what-
Adventures of Food Boy. That's a different thing.
Right, so Ashcroft and Ponzi are fine. Rumpert, you move one step closer towards the greatly worshipped star. I'm going to ask you to make a brawn test to hold on to the vampire.
I would love to. And I would.
Right,
Oh
yeah,
my
you
god.
onto
drag
that
the vampire with you.
Oh, God.
Benedict, you are going to be taking 2 damage and a
Wait,
minor
hold
injury.
on a second. Why shouldn't this person have been dragging the other people, or does this apply to everyone? Didn't they roll?
Yes, sorry. I will also need to... I guess I can't roll for the skeletons, but I will drag the skeletons as well. I mean, the skeletons are... I guess they're not technically immune to cold. Yeah, I'll...
Is there some bones just rattling about?
Yeah, it's real windy in here. I'll work that out, but like, let's take your damages first. So Benedict, are you going to take your 2 damage and a minor injury? 2 and a minor injury.
I'm gonna try and resist it.
Cool. You wanna just resist the injury? You're taking the damage.
I'll resist the injury.
Cool. Right, take your 2 damage.
I resisted.
You resisted the injury. Yasmin, this is close range, so take 3 damage and a moderate injury, but you are moving into personal, which is 4 damage and a severe injury.
Which will kill you, I should think.
We'll find out.
Unless we do something to stop this.
I
Can I
have
just
an
ask
idea.
a geographical question?
We'll see.
Is she next to a window or near a window?
I think the windows are sort of like on the edges of the balcony facing the front of the building that you came in through. So she's not far from a window, but she's not
Feasibly,
right next to one.
could she be hit by a bolt of lightning? Is what I'm asking you.
No, there's no window above her.
Right, fair enough.
If that fails, I have a talent for falling out a window, so I could just take it with me.
With a very success, I'd say it's like a 2 success thing to like push her across the balcony out of the window at the moment. But like, you know, if you maneuver a bit further along, that'd be fine.
We'll see.
Have you taken your damage? Do you want to resist the injury?
Oh, I can try and resist the injury.
Yeah, it'll take it 1 step down.
Oh,
Lovely.
Yep.
Yes. So it's just a minor injury, which is cold burns from the greatly worshipped star. from the black heart of an onoskellis.
Is this finally our turn? Or are there still people to act? I don't think Ponzi's acted.
I'm now going to destroy some skeletons.
Oh.
I'm going to just give them 1 dice, because they're awful, to see if they get dragged. 1 does not. 1 does get dragged, even. 1 does not resist. 1 can't take a devil's bargain. So the ones on Ponzi and Ashcroft just suddenly sort of like get dragged along the floor. Their armor just sort of like scraping along. And
Fucking boy!
Vampire, I'll say that they're at long range. Is successful. Why did I give Vampire 1 dice? That's unfair. Vampire should have got many dice. If your wife is the onoskellis with the black hole heart, I'm sure you get some sort of contextual dice to avoid being dragged into it.
He's already being dragged with me anyway, so...
Yeah, it's true. Cool. Now it is your turn.
I would like to cast...
You've already acted this turn.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true actually.
it'll
Sorry,
have to be
I thought you
Benedict.
meant all of our
So
turns.
Or Ashcroft.
Ashcroft.
I'm going to do something. Does the onoskellis' greatly worshipped star, if her concentration is broken, will she stop casting it?
I'll allow it.
There's like someone on the TV. Sure.
Bear in mind that this will have Yasmin fall to the floor.
I'm on the balcony now, aren't I?
Oh, you're on the balcony now.
I'm
Okay,
personal
cool.
rage, please.
I'm going to cast Judgment. I'm going to evoke a sense of judgment in her soul. When cast on a monster, this deals damage and a 30 test, which will add damage for each success. So, as I'm being hauled towards her, hand against my holy symbol, I shall look up at her, and my eyes shall begin to glow white, and I will speak a word of the Enochian language, which she will hate, being a demon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
she will hate that.
Let's
Hate
roll
that
my
real
third G. Oh, what's that? 4d6.
She'll hate that real bad.
That's a success.
That's okay. She takes 2 damage, but I've broken her concentration. So the greatly worshipped star has shattered. We will all fall to the ground.
Yeah, so I think you see the star just sort of like whoomp back into her chest. And yes, 2 damage for her. Lovely. Okay. Anything else, Benedict? You want to move away? You want to move at all?
Well, as I've settled back down on the floor there, did I take any damage from my fall, or am I okay?
You're all good. You were sort of like dragging along the ground towards her. You weren't necessarily leaping up into the air just yet. It was Yasmin who was like, I will go into the air, who is in the air.
All right, grand. I'm going to cast another spell. I'm going to just start singing Pious Chantry.
I thought you couldn't act twice. What is this?
He can act twice. He's got Enochian. I mean, he's got the Watcher in him.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, in effect, it's actually the Watcher that's singing Pious Chantry, but that will use one of my casts. What this means is, as long as the Watcher is singing, all my allies who can hear the Watcher singing will add an extra dice to any test they do.
That's
It's actually very loud for Rumpet.
so freaky. I love it. Cool. Skeleton gonna stab Ashcroft. Do you wanna 2 damage minor injury?
Oh no, that might kill him.
It's a little dodgy dodge.
Right.
Remember, you get 3 dice.
3.
So what's your fitness?
1, obviously.
You get 2 dice.
Have you got dexterity?
No!
No.
2 dice for
I
you.
have transport, thank you. Right. No, that's the wrong website. Okay. So all these newfangled things. Okay.
Fails.
Whiffed it. Whiffed it.
Ashcroft gets stabbed for 2 damage and a minor injury.
Where do I record this?
On your stations at the bottom of it.
Yes. Ooh.
Your current stations.
Ashcroft, very fittingly, has a physical sheet.
Yeah, I mean, like the last thing that's written on here, it says stations, current 4, injuries moderate, building fell on you.
Oh, you can wipe those.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, wipe
That's
those.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Your
Because-
current's 2, and your
yeah.
minor is that you have been stabbed.
Okay,
And then
stabbed.
not Vlad
stations.
Dracula is going to bite down on Rumpert's hands.
No, he isn't, because he's attacking other people.
What?
Why?
Because of my spell.
Oh, yes, you are very right. Vlad Dracula's mouth is being held, though.
That's not my problem.
It's his problem. So he's just going to sort of like whip around a bit, I guess.
Kick with his back paws.
Oh,
He's too far away from one of the skeletons to waff him, whiff him, waff him.
there we go.
So yeah, either Ashcroft or Ponzi now.
I'd like to do something, please.
Go ahead.
In what range am I in relation to Big Daddy Vladdy and Lady on Balcony?
I think you're mid to Big Daddy Vladdy and long to Lady on Balcony. Are you going to nerve paralytic one of them?
I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. Question to the group, I suppose. Who do you think's a bigger problem?
The onoskellis. Please, the lady on the balcony,
Lady on
because she might
balcony.
just cast it again.
Okay, I'd like to just get into medium range if I can to Lady on
Mhm.
Balcony, and then
Chuck it on up.
chuck my poison knives at her. If I so could.
Excuse me, Mr. Lane!
Excuse me!
No. Off you go.
Okay.
I imagine sort of like, does Ashcroft have a weapon?
Yes, he has 2.
Is he sort of like faintly going like, ah! Ah!
Yeah, he has that he would kind of be waving frantically his Genoese knife, I believe.
As I remember, Ashcroft and Ponzi did have a kind of alliance going.
Yeah, we got on
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you were adopted.
Yeah. You became briefly one of my retinue.
You would pretend to be
Yes.
educating
Fonzie,
me.
Yes, sweet
But
child.
not too much, because girls shouldn't read. Anyway, where am I? Throwing knives. What's what? Oh,
It'll be
is
a
it fitness in
weaponry
it?
roll. Yeah, fitness plus weaponry if you have it.
I do not, unfortunately.
And an extra dice for the Enochian chant.
I do
by
thank you
Benedict Wright.
very much. Oh, that's just 32 d6. That's
Yeah,
Who
absolutely.
isn't Vlad Dracula?
Some of those will succeed.
3.
Cool, that's a success. You hit the onoskellis on the balcony. How much damage does that do? What's the plus on it?
Let me have a little looky. It's got +1 damage. Quick. I can't remember what that does.
Means you can attack
So
again.
you can now attack again.
Oh, I'd love to do that, please, while I'm at it.
Yeah.
Do I just roll the same thing again?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much.
And do you have any offhand weapons?
No, she doesn't.
Nah, not really. I've got my knifey knuckle dusters on, but that's for another time.
And your nerve paralytic. Oh, very good.
Yeah,
Very
Not-
good.
not
Okay,
bad, is it?
Cool. Yeah, great. That'll make it much harder for her to do her greatly worshipped star.
I thought so.
And did you do your second roll missed? Cool.
Rude.
But yeah, you still dealt your damage. Was it 2? Yeah, cool. She hisses down at you, but is more focused on Yasmin.
Sweet.
Can somebody, Ashcroft? Can you roll a weaponry test for your guys outside?
Certainly. Hold on. Yes. Right.
Add an extra dice for the Enochian chant.
Very kind.
Right. Regardless, one of the skeletons outside is killed by another skeleton. Actually, why not? 2 of them are, because they're all attacking each other.
If they're attacking each other, does it just sound a bit like xylophones going up? They're just clanging at each other.
And then the onoskellis is going to swipe with long, thin claws at Yasmin for 3 damage.
Wasn't she also... Did she avoid my spell again?
No, you are right. You are very right. She's going to reload her pistol and then shoot her husband.
I like that.
How long does battle rage last?
Until they break from it.
Shoot her husband.
Until they break.
I love that for her.
Yep, cool. Go ahead. Ashcroft Lane. Feel free to use your
I thought he just acted.
folks outside. That's Ponzi.
That's not true. What are the rolls in the chat for?
That is for the people outside being attacked by the skeletons.
My bad.
Okay.
I was just sort of like abstracting that stuff outside.
So we've got. So I've got. Am I able to use my dudes and then do something myself? Is that?
You can give them an order. You can sort of like shout outside, just like, "Get the door open! Help me! I'm dying!" And then also do something.
Okay.
And I'll let you roll for them.
So I think Alex, you conveyed my sentiments perfectly. I would like to shout that.
Yes.
And then I would also the lady is the most concerning enemy. Is that correct?
They are definitely on a par, but also the vampire is being consumed in the fire of Rumpert's skin.
Yeah, I'm happy with that to continue.
So you don't want to go near.
Yeah, in which case I would like to shoot the lady with my belt pistol. And I think I've been spending the past few turns sort of trying to like set it up correctly and, dropping bits.
Can you roll a brawn and a weaponry? Brawn for the guys outside, given and remember you've got an extra dice each from Benedict Brideshead's Enochian Chant.
Extremely useful.
So this is your brawn?
Yeah.
Right, so they are busy with the skeletons. Yep. And your weaponry? You shoot her! Shoot her! What's the weapon damage?
1. Wait, plus 1.
Plus 1, cool.
It does do damage, it doesn't make her feel better.
Right. That is turn end, which means now the monsters act. What were they doing already, you may ask? But first we do a Tuathan battle rage for them all. So for onoskellis, she is enraged and maddened and will attack her own party. And Vlad Dracula is also going to do that. Not Vlad Dracula, and then inside skeletons will also do that, and then outside skeletons will kill Ashcroft Lane's troops. So they are going to actually, yes, they will pretty much die. Unfortunately,
I've got letters prepared.
Yes, yeah. There's very little standing in the way of 4 skeletons, even if it's 12 billmen, unfortunately. Yes, that is actually.
They're all called Bill.
But yeah, so I think the skeletons, one on the inside is going to get struck down by the other one. So one skeleton left on the inside. Again, Vladdy Drac is going to keep just sort of like squirming inside Rumpert's flaming fire. So I'm going to deal the damage again, if you wouldn't mind. Another d6, please. Do it on his turn, as he cannot... well, you know what? He can still try to escape from it.
Yeah, that's 3 damage from the fire tornado this time.
So I think he's going to push you off with some of his...
immense vampire strength.
Yes. And then he's going to bound up the stairs of the balcony. The stairs sort of like moving up from the back of the hall across to the balcony. And then, Yasmin, it would look like not Vlad Drac is running up behind you to try and take a bite out of you. But instead, him and his wife just start fighting. which is absolutely wild. As she, you know what? Actually, she is also going to just use her greatly worshipped star again. As
Are
he
they also
arrives.
like having a marital argument?
Yes,
verbally?
You never stick around when my mother-in-law comes
You never do the washing up!
Just because I'm a demon doesn't mean I like living in a locked cell upstairs. So Greatly Worshipped Star is going to deal an immense amount of damage to not Vlad Drak. Vlad Drak is going to deal a lesser amount of damage to the onoskellis. Really wild stuff. Unfortunately, Yasmin, you are directly next to where the star gets brought out. Would you like to dodge?
I would like to fate point that so I can leave.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to just sort of like have it be like you dangle off the balcony?
No. I would like to move towards the left of the balcony because I'm about to do something, and I would like not to be next to
Yasmin is terrifying and
ever so
mysterious.
slightly.
I think so. If you want to, okay, yeah. To be fair, it's a dodge. You're allowed to do that.
Because if I'm in the, if I was near in the personal range of that, like on the edge between personal and close, surely I am on the balcony, so I don't have to do any acrobatics to arrive on it.
I think if it was recast, you would be in close range, but like cool. Yeah. So actually, their turn did nothing to you all because they all killed each other. So, new player.
I'm sick of these people annoying me, so I would like to ask if I can do something. I have got this thing called Landforge. In its mid-cost, it says it creates bold changes to limited areas. Could I feasibly create a single rift strictly underneath the entrance of this castle and this balcony under where these people sit so that they may fall down? Not into the rift, but like onto the floor.
Can I ask that you
Whatever
shoot
the
a bit of
Lord
rock so
of
there's a
the
hole
manor
in the ceiling?
will allow me to do?
So, can you describe the thing again?
The spell.
No, what you want to do with it? I'm trying to imagine it.
So the distinction between mid and high is that the high says that you make visible changes that you can see on maps.
I think it's fair that it's mid, yeah.
So I either want to make a rift so that these people would fall and the door to this castle will open automatically, or alternatively I have been asked to erect a rock that would either on its way up propel them off the balcony and open up us to the night sky. Whichever one you want us to do, that is fine with me.
So I think if you erect a rock that smashes open a part of the ceiling, so also there's a floor above. So I think to smash open the roof to a degree that like reveals the night sky to this room means that another room above will fall on you. Oh no, it's a grand hall. It won't have a room above. It will be 2 floors. That's fine. Yeah, so I'll let you do that with mid. I will ask for a insight or something to judge it right. In the midst of combat. Either way, you'll smash up the balcony, but it'll just be whether you cause more problems for yourself or not.
Okay. But since it's my turn, can I just maneuver first, like to the other end of the balcony?
Oh yeah, you're on the balcony trying to smash up the balcony.
Go on, Antonia.
I forgot about that.
Go on.
Surely it's a large balcony.
Roast dinner delivered.
Yes, it is a large balcony.
An
But
entire
yes, you may
roasting.
maneuver first. I think it is quite necessary that you maneuver first, rather than be like, I wish to erect a giant pillar which crushes those 2 people 2 feet away from me, not me.
Let's
though.
see what happens. 2 successes.
Perfect. 2
I am
successes.
perfect.
So,
exactly as big as it needs to be.
do you want to be on a portion of the balcony that remains standing,
Yes,
or do you want to slip and
I
slide
feel like I
down
have
into
taken
the room?
enough damage, so if I stay away
Okay.
from everyone else, that would be great for me on a personal level.
So, describe for me what this looks like.
I would like a white rock, a white stone, to come into this this castle from literally outside of the door, through the balcony, and its tip can go into the roof.
Good lord. So, yeah, the balcony doors just, like, rip off. You see outside some skeletons butchering the 12
And
billmen
each
from
other.
the local town. The skeletons will turn around and go like... and then whacked off the balcony as it erupts in the middle. The giant vampire wolf and the onoskellis are like slipped and slid down to the ground level. Could you? I'll do 2 damage for these insight success.
Thank you.
Cool. Skeletons are going to act. Those are dead.
Let it walk over to me. Let it walk over to me.
No, the inside
Rumbo
skeleton is going to try and stab
in a fire tornado.
The vampire. And is going to succeed. So, just sort of like, Wolfie is lying on the ground, just sort of like staggering
I have to correct you. They were unaffected by the... Oh, actually, they have to roll first. You didn't roll at the beginning of the turn to see if they were affected by the spell, because last time they were not.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, good point. So that is
unaffected,
for,
so they don't have
not
to...
Drac. So not Drac is fine. Onoskellis is still affected. And then Skellington on the inside is affected, so he's still going to do that. And the skeletons on the outside are unaffected, so they're going to swoop in and do some backstabs.
Wait, the onoskellis rolled a 4 though.
Yeah, so it's still affected.
No, it's a 5 or 6 attack one another or themselves.
Yeah.
She's
they're
fine.
all themselves. Thank you.
All themselves, so they're fine. They've done nothing.
Cool.
The 4 is fine. The 3 is fine. It would only be if it was a 5 or a 6.
Cool. All right. So Skellington does not go and stab, not Bloody Drac, but instead doesn't like the Enochian chant that Benedict is doing and runs over and gives him a stab. It's 2 damage and a minor injury. Oh no, it's a reaction. It's 1 damage because he's got to move. 1 damage.
Right. I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take it because if the Watcher takes it, the chanting stops. So I'm just going to tank that.
Oh,
I'm going to take that 1 damage.
Himself. Lovely. You can just hide your own body behind this angel. That's wild. I love that. Cool. Next
so
time.
there is a hole in the face of the building, is there not? Would you say about?
Oh, also, I will say, you could just move over to the onoskellis and...
I am going to do that, but
cool.
I just want to establish that there is a hole in...
And then you will summon
yes,
the boss.
Yes, exactly. So, at this point, I'm just, allow me some flavour, if you wouldn't mind. So, I'm going to say that the heat from the whirlwind of fire has lifted Rumpert slightly off his feet, and he's kind of, gliding, not high off the ground, and he also has supportive sprites, but just, about 1.5 feet off the ground, and sort of, floating towards them with his arms out and his hair streaming behind him. And then the fire changes colour, so it's white, and some of his materials drift from his hands, dissolve, and then go through the window. And this white flame then starts to get brighter and brighter as you start to hear a rumbling from outside. And as I approach the 2 and give them...
I'll say Wolfie is looking like sort of like staggering up. The onoskellis is bloodied, but still doing it.
Right. Well, I'm going to direct it to her, but move it so that I'm in close range of them both, so they both take this incoming.
Yeah. Do you want to do your fire damage first?
Should I just roll the 1?
So Vladdy Drac. It will take 1 for both.
So 4 for Vladdy Drac.
He's looking very bad. Scorchy singed wolf.
And 3 for onoskellis.
Right, she's now not doing very well, but yeah.
And then I say, you really should have killed Ashcroft Lane. And then a bolt of lightning strikes for 6 damage at the onoskellis.
The bolt of lightning strikes the onoskellis, and she screeches, and you slowly start to see that she wraps up inside her heart the black hole, and then it drops as a lump of metal onto the floor.
That for later.
Wow.
She dead.
Wow.
She's so
Rumpet's
dead.
Still laughing.
The wolf vampire howls.
I now
with
draw
grief.
my axe.
I think it's a bit rich of him to be howling with grief now, considering he never did the washing up when they were married.
So, 2 skeletons from outside are going to swarm Benedict Brideshead.
Any of my guys still there?
They have removed their swords from your guys and then go and swarm Benedict Brideshead. I hate to say that, like, 2 packs of skeletons turning on 12 billmen does butcher them, unfortunately. So, Benedict, you're going to take 2 damage with a minor injury twice.
I want to dodge this.
No, I keep forgetting that these reactions are different. You're going to take 1 damage twice from the 2 skeletons.
I want to get away from
Dodge
this.
that, you son of a bitch.
I want to dodge this. Thankfully, because my angel is still singing, I'm
Oh my
gonna
god, you get buffs from your
own
my God.
angel.
That's yay. That's very good. Yeah. Oh.
Oh my god, that's the
That's
best of the
so
roll.
dodged.
immaterial.
That's the most dodged.
I just instantly translate away from where I am to another part of the room.
Next player. Anybody got something to do?
I have. How far away am I from Vlad Dracula? From Vladdy Wolf?
Probably mid.
Mid. All right. I'm going to walk into his close range.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that not also? Are you
am
still fucking on fire?
Oh yeah, you will.
No,
you will
Wait,
be
wait.
erupted
Has it
by-
been? Has it been? Has it been 3 turns?
This round hasn't ended though.
1, 2. Yeah, it will be at the end of this round.
Well, then
You've
I
got a
can't move
gun,
closer.
don't you?
In fact, I do have a gun. I do indeed have a gun.
Move behind your tank, Ashcroft Lane.
And then, unbelievably, still alive.
Went
Oh.
toe to toe with the skeleton. Lived.
I have my here carbine. It has a medium range. It has 2 damage. I'm going to simply pop out my carbine, aim at Vladdy Wolf, and fire.
Go for it.
3. Oh no! I have weaponry. It's a 4d6.
When did Benedict take weaponry? Just...
You
Woo!
pull your gun up and shoot the death shot into not Vlad Drac. As the wolf gets up, seared in burning flame from Rumpet, just sort of like howls with grief, darts away out of the flame a little bit, and then just sort of like looks to the side, popped with the carbine. Falls down to the floor.
It's a cold world, baby.
Not Vlad Dracula. Probably should have been Vlad Dracula, because he went out like a bitch.
Yeah. It's just an elder, not an
Yeah.
ancient. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Right. Like I don't necessarily need to play out the mopping up some skeletons.
I'd like to shoot a skeleton.
Yeah, I'd like shoot some
I
skeletons.
think Ashcroft sees that the 2 main enemies are dead, and it's like, my time to shine. So I'd like to shoot a skeleton, please. Is Benedict still
Yeah.
singing?
The angel within me is still singing,
Lovely.
yes.
That's all I needed, and God, please, that's so helpful. So I'll shoot whichever skeleton is closest to me.
Whiffed
Well, Ashcroft
Gun
Lane does not
explodes
shoot
in
the
his head.
skeleton closest. I think is it that Ashcroft Lane decides not to shoot the skeleton?
No, it's in...
Ashcroft's like,
my
forgot to reload
immediate
it.
Yeah, Sean's
reaction
bother.
to getting 2 6s, my immediate reaction was that he gets overexcited about the 2 important deaths and just shoots it in the air in celebration.
I like that you did a mime of like multiple recoils. I think Ashcroft does do that.
But that's just because his hand's shaking.
More skeletons gonna come in. I guess get some. Well, Ashcroft made a loud noise, and they're not gonna go near the fire, so they're gonna go and stab up Ashcroft.
Yes.
Doing 1 damage each.
I'll dodge that, please.
Is it the end?
I'll dodge that.
Yeah, dodge away.
Thankfully, Fionn, you'll be gutted to know that I get an extra dice when dodging because Benedict's angel is still helping me.
So you're getting the 2 dice.
Fuck me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, such a success.
He shakes away,
Ashcroft Lane will not die this day.
convulses away from the skeleton.
Yeah.
Is it? Are you like, I've got a gun?
No, I think all I do is let's say I've got a few bullets left. I just shoot in the like away from the skeletons.
The recoil makes you.
It propels me back away.
Ashcroft just
I
rolls
weigh
away.
like 3 stone. Nothing.
There's a silhouette.
Ponzi, what do you
left
do?
in the air.
Yeah, I have a question about my nerve paralytic on my knives.
Mm-hmm.
I have an ammo of 10 on my knives. Did I have poison on all of my knives?
Probably like 3 of them, but like also they're skeletons,
Have
so
nerves.
don't
waste
need
it.
to nerve
Oh,
power.
they don't have nerves, do they? Yes, you can point that.
Bones have got nerves.
I also hate to say that they also don't bleed.
Oh.
You said earlier, Alex, when you
How
were playing
many-
Elden Ring, you said things can bleed.
Yeah, I said in Souls games things are filled with blood that shouldn't be. This
Alright.
is not a Souls game as much
Alright,
as
I've
it
got a
may
question
sometimes look like that.
How do they feel about stink bombs?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's all I've got left.
Stink 'em up. Stink 'em up.
And, how do they feel about that?
They can't smell.
Yeah, but like, would they get a bit like, oh, there's gas everywhere, I
Well,
can't
I
see?
know, Antonia, there's a man on fire very near you. You could go over to him, light your stink bomb, and throw it at
Yeah,
the
is
skeletons.
it flammable?
Oh my god, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
it
This
is.
is something that
Siobhan
finally
ruled last
Great.
time
on fire
is
stink
flammable.
bomb. Yes, please. I'd love
A
to do that.
stinky Molotov cocktail. Let's go.
Can you roll for me a I'll let you roll your skullduggery, although it should be a machinery, but I'll be kind.
Yeah, thanks.
Can you roll 3d6 and I'll do as many damage as you
Is
get
it
successes.
is it not an extra because?
Oh,
of,
it is.
Oh yeah, and you are hearing
There's an
the words
angel
of
singing
God.
from inside my body.
So it's 4d6, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Those 2 things
One
that you and
damage.
Benedict have done have been very, very helpful.
You you roll the stink bomb. Good God, all of you! The putrescent smell of rotting egg
It's
From-
And it's on
horrible.
fire.
For
from
one put, this
12
is
years
terrible.
ago. From 12 years ago.
God. Oh, God. Yeah, does stink
Um,
bombs going off make them worse or better?
They must be worse. This has been a absolute rot fest in this bottle for so long. Ponzi
I
just
think-
rolls it along.
I think being a street urchin, Ponzi is very used to disgusting smells because she's probably lived in the sewer at some point, so she's just like, just finds it funny.
The skeletons just sort of blow onto the floor and just sort of rattle as they get back up. It's their turn.
Is the Tuathan vessel
Yeah,
range
to be
still
fair,
on?
this could. Yes.
They haven't ended its effect yet. They haven't rolled a one.
So first, a single skeleton that was inside at the beginning is enraged.
Mhm.
The group of 2 that were outside
Is
is
enraged.
enraged, and the other group of 2 that were outside are also enraged.
Oh, enraged.
And
They're all-
one, the ones on the floor, one of them just sort of rolls over and smashes the skull of the other one. The other 2 get up, then look at each other, and then just start wrestling, and one smashes the other one into a pillar. And then the last one joins in the fray with the one that just got smashed in the pillar and smashes the other one into the armor of the one that he just smashed into a pillar. So 3 die. There's now 2 sort of twitchy skeletons left. If you don't kill them, they'll kill each other.
How far away are they from Benedict?
This has sort of been going on all around the hall. I think it's essentially they've just sort of like been circling Benedict. It would be more threatening if they weren't just smashing themselves up.
Oh, marvellous. Then I shall finish this.
Yeah. You're in sort of like, you're within sort of like close. You're probably close.
It's time to cast a Benedict favourite, Wrath and Mercy. And I know that there are many open windows in this room now.
Lovely. Go
Slightly
ahead.
less powerful lightning bolt.
I'm going to raise my hand above my head, Raiden style, in Mortal Kombat. You'll just see lightning start to leap onto his body. And then he will, like, spell first one charge onto a nearby skeleton, which will do his virtue and damage of 3. Mm-hmm. What's that do to the skeleton? Is it just gone? Is it just vaporized?
Yeah, vaporizes.
Yeah. And
don't worry about it.
I will do a quick virtue test.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Christ, no, this is 5d6. I got my third G. Oh, God, yeah, Christ. Ah, it works, thank you.
It almost does not, but it does.
It almost doesn't work, but thankfully, there's 2 more charges expelled, 4 charges, and that's just another fork of lightning at the other skeleton. I presume it's also turned to dust.
Yes, so the final 2 skeletons turn to dust. Twathan Battle Rage wins the day.
Someone's getting a nixing a spell this evening.
Oh yes, we're definitely going to be nerfing a spell this evening.
I mean, if anything,
what spell could that
it probably just has to be reduced in terms of duration. But
yeah, it needs to not be on forever.
But I also feel like Alex rolled really unluckily. Like the likelihood of getting 5s and 6s so many times for so many
baffling.
units
is true.
Not
it could
right.
just be that it acts on a 6, and like 2 through is that 2 through 5 is normal. 1 ends the spell. 6 is this is.
You can
This
work
is-
it by degree.
we'll work it
Like
out.
6,
We'll-
it actively harms someone else. 4 and 5, it doesn't hurt the person who cast it. 2 and 3 are normal, and 1 it hits.
That's good.
It also is a high cost spell, so it's not like you can do it.
This is what I was thinking. I was like, that's so powerful, and then I looked, and it was a high cost. So like that knocks you out for a few days. That's like your one spell for the day, and then like a few days later, you're casting.
Because you
another
can't
spell.
remake your trinkets that fast, especially if you're doing other
No.
stuff. So
So yeah. Iron Man. That was also a quite tense fight still.
Yeah. We were all very lucky to not have been crushed to dust by her heart.
Yeah, I mean, Ashcroft Lane was close to death the entire time, irrelevant of the fight.
Oh, but
Yeah, there was that point where you
close to death
realised that
always.
there's that point where you realise you weren't close to death, and then you immediately got damage to make you close to death.
Yeah.
I want my fucking prestige.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Exactly.
All right.
I think if
all right.
Ashcroft Lane had like a bit of stale bread, that could tip him over.
Malcolm wouldn't let him eat stale bread.
It could get lodged in there.
He's
Exactly.
He's the Prince
Yeah,
Philip
but,
of demonology.
yeah, I didn't include any of my OG retinue, but Malcolm, he would be the one, my loyal butler and gardener.
You may all take. So, Siobhan, when you gave out prestige for the last session, how did you get 3 prestige?
I say I did it wrong.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna keep that it's a bonus prestige for taking part in a witch's workshop. So you'll get 4. You'll get 4 prestige because you dealt with a 41 plus strength fight.
Yeah, we.
How many is it for rank 4?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Rank 4 is...
But let me just.
I've just ranked up.
Benedict's was he 7?
Rank 4.
Welcome.
Yep, now he's 7.
Rank
He was
4 is 18.
Oh, sweet. Nice, I've gone up a rank.
What is rank 5?
28.
Okay. Okay. Right. Sorry. Okay.
Cool.
Fonzie's rank
All
4
right.
now.
That was good fun. That was a cool fight. Siobhan, I really liked your fear at seeing an onoskellis.
Siobhan always gets that. Did Siobhan
lovely
introduce the onoskellis to the book? Because that's the same face he gets every time he fights one of the monsters he thought of. He's a coward and a hypocrite, and I want all our listeners to know that.
I just never think I'm going to have to face the consequences of my own monstrous actions, and then there she is.
I definitely like onoskellis is definitely one of your monsters, but I think the Black Heart was mine, maybe.
That was you.
So you're both
yeah,
perverts, then.
yeah.
Yes, lock us up. I failed to mention, but like to be honest, she was wearing mourning. So onoskellis
Goat
do
legs.
have
Goat legs.
Is it goat hooves? Goat
Yeah. She had goat legs there the whole time.
But that's all under the skirt.
If Rumpet had gotten close, I would have tried to set fire to her leg hair.
Rude.
Yeah.
She was wearing clothes. Set fire to the clothes. But yes, lovely stuff. Thank you for joining us, Antonia, for both sessions, and nice to see you, Elliot. I don't see you very often.
Yeah. Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, nice to see you, mate.
Do you want tea, by the way?
Yeah,
I'll do that.
If you put the kettle on, that'd be great. We'll have a little chat about the rules, and you might have glimpsed in on one of the two that's going to make it into the book, or like a little revision of either of them. We'll see. We'll have a little chat. What were people's takes live on air? Because this is the Witch's Workshop. It's a place about revising, having a look at the rules. Which do we prefer?
I really enjoyed the reaction ones from the Ice Giant fight. I thought that was like very tense, and it's kept us really engaged. I think that if there had been more than one person in that fight, it would have been absolutely an administrative nightmare to have all of those things. Whereas in this fight, I think I found it more difficult to follow whose turn was when, but there was always something happening.
Definitely.
So they both had the same reaction, but I wouldn't want them to be both happening at once.
Yeah, I think the
that's fair.
one thing we were discussing about the first one. I'm going to turn off the battle music now because it's putting my brain in the wrong space to talk about numbers.
Numbers are exciting.
Shut up, science bitch.
Well said.
You didn't say its name, Wilcox. You have to say its name.
Stop, minstrel, stop. So I think we were planning with the challenge system, which was the first episode, where you were going to have one creature react, so not multiple, but if you roll and you don't get the challenge, you don't land the challenge, then it would be one creature reacting rather than all of them.
I think maybe that works really well because of the size of the monster. So if there was a way to make certain that it was like monsters that are massive, so for example, like our Hydra and your ice giants, your dragons have like those reactionary, they like that are inherently challenging or intimidating to attack. It makes sense then that you require like that extra bit, or they'll come and get you. And then for something that is inherently smaller or more humanoid, it's then like, because it's easier, you can like feasibly see that it's easier to attack it. Then I think that then the other rule makes more sense. Does that make sense?
Yes. So it might work that anything below, or like anything that's primacy 1 or 2 acts in between each player, but like anything that's primacy 3 through 5 acts when a challenge is failed. So a hybrid of the rules. Fascinating.
I think you would also need to make sure that this translates well into how things happen, because if you lose your dodges even for reactions, then feasibly you might end up with no dodges after 1 to 2 rounds of a fight, and if it's more difficult, then you just end up smashed. So your aforementioned commitment to not killing off characters might not come into fruition. But also I was thinking of units, because they get reduced cowardice when stuff happens, and if loads of stuff happens, I was thinking that probably after that first round all of Ashcroft's people probably would have run away. Or maybe they would have run away anyway because they were locked outside with monstrous skeletons. But
yeah, I specifically had hideous laughter at my disposal, which is a specific move that works against cowardice. So I think that's and yeah, they were just sort of like slaughtered like nothings. But yeah, units are mostly meant to support the players, I think.
But I do enjoy the reactions whereby like a thing that gets attacked does, isn't just indifferent to just being pummeled by 6 different people, and can like maneuver or interrupt them or cause difficulty. But because we, like in the giant fight, you essentially displaced someone entirely. Sorry, Ponzi. And I know that there were people displaced in the other fight as well, but that was of their own volition. Nonetheless, I enjoyed the fact that I could still play high risk, high reward, borderline kamikaze choices in both scenarios.
Borderline is putting it mildly.
Payoff. This is just what I do, okay? I like to try and be creative with the tools that I'm being given.
Oh, look! I'm so sorry. I'm creative.
Lovely stuff. Any other comments on those? Any other thoughts?
I would just advise that you make sure that whatever choice you make for the both of you doesn't end up being like an admin nightmare for anyone that will have to play.
This definitely was on this side. I don't like, as a GM, having too much sort of like narrative control in a fight. I think it should be sort of like responsive to roles mostly. And the fact that monsters, as a rule in this, just sort of act because their turns are meant to be quite deadly. The fact of seeing them act just a lot was quite a lot of like, oh shit, I can just have 5 skeletons in one go swarm around one character and just go like stabby, stabby, stab. And stab. Whereas and I don't know how it felt running the
giant
challenge. Yeah, the challenge. The challenge.
Yeah, the challenge.
The challenge. Yeah.
The challenge. The challenge with the giant. I don't know how it felt running that, but it definitely felt as a player a lot more like, oh, there are consequences to my actions. That means that the monster acts when I fail.
It's like,
yes,
fuck. Now I'm going to get cunted into a tree. Or some such.
Thank goodness I'm so far away, and that means
Thank goodness I'm really good at getting out of the tree. Oh, no, I'm not.
Giant acts again. Yeah.
I do like that idea of a hybrid of lower primacy monsters sort of mobbing, whilst higher primacy monsters challenging.
Yeah, we can add in sort of like an extra categorization to each like monster. If it doesn't work that like certain primacies do certain things, that like some monsters are mobs and some monsters are like, I don't know.
We'll find a word.
Yeah,
we'll workshop a word. But I think it's time now to
definitely is.
Take us away.
So come and find us on social media and stalk us a little bit at Demonology RPG on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's DAE Monology RPG. Also on Gmail. Send us emails. This time we want. I don't want pictures of goat legs. Send us your favorite black holes.
No,
not like that.
No, it's worse than goat legs.
Black holes and goat legs. So let's take.
He said black hole. He said black hole.
I feel sorry for Jade. She's the one who mixed it.
Oh,
I meant the astronomical phenomenon. You guttural.
Beautiful Irish vampires. That's better.
And ugly Romanian ones.
Yes. Felix is right.
Yes, please. Not difficult. They all have bad mustaches.
Felix hates mustaches. Mustaches are fine. That's a personal choice. We don't hate mustaches at Six Planes.
We absolutely. If you put mustaches in the game, I will riot.
Both Siobhan and Will.
There are already mustaches in the game.
No, standalone mustaches are the problem. They need to be taken out. of society.
I'm with Felix. Standalone mustaches are deeply perturbing.
There we go. See.
They unnerve me to my very core.
This is why Antonia's a guest. She can say what she wants.
Not a special one.
Where was I? Oh yeah. Email at demonologyrpg@gmail.com. Thanks to Tasha Sofla and Oscar Russell, Tasha for the music and Oscar of Watchtower Design for the graphic design. Check out more graphic design on Watchtower Design. Please rate this podcast 12 stars.
Yep.
That's more than 5.
But after a
respectable
time, so we don't think it was for Antonia, and especially so we don't think it was for Elliott. That
Yeah, I was going to say it's fine if it's for me. That I want to think it's for me, but it can't be for
I have an
this
extra
is a good
7-star
point.
rider actually. So yeah.
This is the weak window where you cannot rate us 5 stars because we'll think it was because of Elliott McDowell.
Yeah.
we wouldn't want that.
And also, in recognition of the fact that the last episode you got to hear was the one with an actual cliffhanger, which does not happen often.
Yes.
Yes.
Fab. All right. Well, that is us done.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Hi.
Hey.
What I was going to say about Dickinson's Real Deal was that I I used to really like that there was this one like leather burnt skin, like completely orange, like 60 something, like skinny ultra camp guy with like loads of rings and jewelry, and every single time he would lay out some money, he would always deal with old ladies with like sort of like little porcelain antiques and jewelry. And he would lay out some money on the table, sort of very carefully place it, and then go like, you want more? You want a lot more? You want more? And then just sort of like slowly lay cash down and go like, you want more? Okay. You want more?
I think there's a character in this.
I loved him. I was so I'd be at the gym watching Dickinson's Real Deal with "You want more" on the little TV.
One of my favorite daytime TV things is Four in a Bed.
Oh God.
What even is that? I
Oh
hate
my
daytime
God,
TV.
it's beautiful, potently British daytime TV television. It's like Come Dine With Me, except it's for B&Bs. So like you have 4 B&Bs and they go and stay at each other's B&Bs for a weekend, and then they rate it on like how well did you sleep, what was the breakfast like, pricing, and then they pay what they think it's worth, and then at the end the person who has the highest like percentage of their asking price paid wins. But they all have to meet up at the end and then like hand their envelopes over and discuss why they underpaid. And it's amazing because like each time you get people like, obviously they want to underscore their competition as much as possible, so you get like clips of everyone scouring the rooms that they're in, like absolutely like ransacking it to find a single hair underneath the wardrobe, and they're just like, oh dear, there's just like one hair. That's disgusting. I feel sick. You would not catch me doing that. And the next episode, immediately afterwards, their B&B's like filthy.
The wig shop.
Yeah, there's just like pubes everywhere. And one of my most favorite episodes of it, although there's a few, one of my favorites, there's a used condom someone finds on the steps to the entrance of the whole building, just like on the outside steps. So they report it in their like final feedback form, and when it gets to the like when they all get together and pay everyone, several, like 2 people are crying about it. The woman that found the condom is crying. The one woman who owns the B&B is crying because she's so sorry about the condom. She's just like, I just can't tell you enough how much I regret that.
Like it was her condom.
I'm disgusted at myself that I didn't find that.
If I was in this show, I would like have a shower in the room, and then like use the chest hair that always seems to fall out of my body every time I wash myself, and be like, "What the fuck is this?" I just clearly be like dripping wet, and just like,
you can't believe what I just
what's
found.
going on here?
You've got to
like,
So I just had a
discarded
shower,
foods.
and now it's really like damp and wet in the bathroom.
You've got a damp
Seems
problem.
odd.
I
don't think that you're properly ventilated in here because there is still steam in this bathroom. The shower.
And then they do like God knows what. You know how like on Come Diamond they have like they'll do like a random bit of entertainment for some reason. The equivalent is they have an activity to do in the daytime. And they don't really get scored on it. It's just like something they have to do. I think that there's like a score for how good the hosts are generally. So like I suppose if they conduct the activity with a nice energy, they might get voted up. But just like some of the activities that they put on are just so rogue. Like there's one where it's like we're gonna just build a raft in teams, and it's just like why you go to a B&B and they take you out to a lake and make you all competitive raft build.
Are they B&Bs all in the same town, or are they
all over the UK?
Because I think that would be really funny and have it like grudge match based, like even more.
Sadly
clearly...
not. They are all over the place. Yeah. And then you'll get like rival sorts of B&B. So like you'll have like, oh, this one's in Blackpool and it's a classic Blackpool B&B versus like, we're not really a B&B, we're actually like a group of yurts in the forest and we don't provide the breakfast. You have the privilege of cooking your own.
That's great. I love the privilege of making my own shit.
At a B&B, and they like try and sell it like it's a good thing that they don't provide breakfast for you.
1 star from me. I burned down all the yurts.
By accident.
There was one where you had to pay to use the shower on top of your like bill to stay there. You had to pay to use the shower. Appalling. And they claimed it was like it's because we're trying to be eco-friendly. So we're trying to, don't want to overuse the water. So by paying, you're going to use it less. So really, it's for the planet.
Is it a Ryanair B&B?
Yeah, but in the guise of posh glamping B&B.
You can take posh people for anything if you see them coming.
Exactly. Four in a bed frequently proves that true.